So it's going to have to be several things you're going to do with linear equations. But you have to understand what a linear equation is. A linear equation is just an algebraic equation, and whether it has one variable or two variables. So if it has an x and a y, this is what we call linear equations. But all equations are basically linear equations with the power of one. So remember, anything with the power of one is a linear equation. Anything with the power of two is a quadratic equation, right? So, and there's many forms that you could find that linear equation. So here, first of all, I'm gonna show you two things. So I'm gonna tell you what the y-intercept is, show you what the slope is, show you what the x-intercept is, right? So first of all, what I wanted you to be able to do is be able to look at this question first and be able to identify, if you look at number 12, let me increase the zoom a little bit. You should be able to look at number 12 and identify what type of linear equation that is. So you should be able to say, okay, what type of equation is this? Is this standard form or this slope intercept form? Number 12. Anybody tell me? Slope intercept form. So that's the first of all, that's what I want you to be able to do is identify if it's slope intercept form or if it's standard form. So right away, you should be able to identify this is slope intercept form, which is y equal mx plus b. The second thing you should be able to do, and I saw from the sheets that you handed to me, that you know how to find the slope and y-intercept. So what would the slope be of this equation for number 12?
-4.
Negative 4, or -4/1. Okay, so if we need rise and run, we realize we got to change it to an improper fraction. The second thing you should be able to do is identify the y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis. So what is the y-intercept?
4.
Plus 4. So I wanted you to be able to look at this and be able to tell us so you won't waste time. So remember, what is the definition of the y-intercept? Where it crosses the y-axis. So your y-intercept is 0, 4. Oops, let me change my color to red. So my y-intercept is right there. But what you should also notice is when you look at the point, the y-intercept is 0, 4. It's when x is equal to 0. So think about so if the x-intercept is, if the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis and it's where x is equal to 0, what do you think the x-intercept is? So let me say that again. So the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis and where x is equal to 0. What do you think the x-intercept is going to be?
Where it crosses the x intercept.
Not the x-intercept, where it crosses the what?
The x line, the x-axis.
X-axis. Exactly. So the x-intercept is where it crosses the x-axis. Now, if the y-intercept is where x is 0, what do you think the x-intercept is going to be when what is 0?
Y.
Y. So you already know what y is. So if you want to find the x-intercept, it's where y is equal to 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to substitute it in. So instead of y, we're going to have 0. So 0 equal -4x plus 4. Because we plugged in y equals 0. I had to mute you because that was a little loud. So we just substitute y equals 0. Now we solve for x. So again, x is on the right side. So because x is on the right side, we need to get rid of +4. So we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. We're going to get -4 is equal to -4x. And the 4's cancel on the right side. So x is still not by itself. In order to get x by itself, because x is being multiplied by -4, we're going to divide by -4. Whatever we do to one side, we do on the other. The two -4's cancel. And then -4 divided by -4 is 1. So our x-intercept, since x is 1, will be 1, 0. So 1, 0. So 1, 0. So x is 1, y is 0. So if you notice, it's right on the x-intercept. So this is another way you can graph your line by identifying the x and y intercept by just connecting, because you remember, you only need 2 points on a line. Now, let me show you something. Watch this. So that's not the way I showed you how to do it. Okay, so when you're taking in class, you're going to do what the slope is, what the x-intercept is, what the y-intercept is. But you got to understand, because time is of essence for us to do well on this test, what I wanted you to be able to do is identify slope-intercept, identify the slope, identify the y-intercept, and then graph it. But watch this. I'm going to change my color to blue. My y-intercept is 4. My slope is -4/1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 4/1. Am I at the same exact point? Still, it's the same line. So if you're taking task, or if you're taking a high set, you do have to know what the x-intercept is. But by definition, always go from what you know. So if I know the y-intercept, again, the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis and where x is equal to 0. The x-intercept is where it crosses the x-axis and where y is equal to 0.
Yeah, but the question, Mr. Chinsley, it didn't have the graph for me to go on.
You don't have to have the graph. Remember, y is 0.
But now
All
I
I did
don't.
was plug it in.
Right, now I don't. But
Right.
before.
So an example is they ask you to graph this right here. Look at this. And most people have a problem with like 15 or 16. But again, remember, math is go with what you know. The first thing, if you are tackling any problem, is identify what's given and what do you know. Okay, so right here, okay, I don't know what the y, I don't know what the x-intercept is. I don't really quite know, because Miss Tizzy never went over the x-intercept, but I know the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. So you know what? I'm gonna do -4. So if the y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis, the x-intercept must be where the line crosses the x-axis. And that's all they want you to do here. That's my 2 points, connect the 2 lines. And that's what I want you to be able to build on. Build on your knowledge base. So when they give you something that you're not sure of, you don't get shaken. You identify those given, identify what you know, and then go from there. Got me?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, good. So what I wanted to do tonight is, since we didn't meet last week, I want to see what we remember. I want to see if we can figure out the slope. I want to do some practice problems so each person can have time to practice on some of these concepts. So first of all, what I'm doing right now is I'm opening up. So let me show you what I'm actually doing. Let me clear the screen. I'm in Schoology. Let me actually go under. I'm in Schoology. I'm under, so let me go, I'm gonna start all the way from the beginning so everybody can see that you have enough practice problems in Schoology to work to get this GED. So I'm gonna go down to linear equations. I'm gonna hit my expand button. I'm gonna come down to online practice. You can either online practice with Khan Academy or CK12. I'm gonna go to CK12. Okay. Under CK12, this is all the practice problems you have. So if you want to know how to graph in the coordinate plane or identify points in the coordinate plane, order pairs, what quadrant are they in, how to find the slope, using 2 points, determine an equation of a line, write an equation given the slope and the point, write an equation given 2 points. All these are here. So let's try the first one. Okay. So I'm already had these open. Again, this is all the practice. You don't need to go to one place. I have it all here. So slope of a line using 2 points. So let's practice. And for each question, I'm only going to give you 2 minutes. What is the slope of the line that contains the points 2, 5, and 4, 8? And I want you to send me your answer in the chat. Send me your answer in the chat. Make sure in the chat, you select my name. Don't select everybody because I don't want you to send the answer to everybody, but send it to me. Okay. What is the slope of the line that contains the points 2, 5, and 4, 8? Now, if you know how to use your calculator to do this problem, use your calculator. You need to do it by hand, you can do it by hand. But I want you to give me the slope of the line that passes through the points 2, 5, and 4, 8. And I'm setting the timer for, what did I say, 3 minutes? Okay, that's okay, Shannon. I have your message. So if you're on your phone, you still can chat. The chat is at the bottom. So go to participants and you click on my name and then you can put your answer in.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
I can't remember if it's Y2, Y1 or X2, X1. Which one go to the top and the bottom?
Okay, so what you can do is your formula sheet will tell you what the formula is, but I'll give it to you.
Yeah, because I don't have it. I'm at work.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem at
Got
all.
it. I got it. I got it right. Okay.
Okay, Earl, I have your answer. And I believe that is correct. I just did it in my head real fast, and I believe that is correct. And I said 3 minutes, but this problem you should really be able to do in less than a minute. Kelly, you are correct.
How they did it so fast?
Because they probably practice enough to where they know what the formula is. They didn't have to look it up, and they know how to do the calculations without even using the calculator at all. Or they might be using the calculator.
Okay, well, give me a minute because I ain't that fast.
Okay. Well, I'm giving you 3 minutes.
Okay.
Because this problem you should be able to do in about a minute and a half.
I use the calculator.
Okay, no problem. Okay, Karen, I got your message.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Okay, so I'm at work, so let me put it in. I'm sorry.
No
Chat.
problem.
So I go, okay, right here. Okay, I'm about to send it.
Okay.
How do I send it? Everyone.
No, don't change. Don't put everyone. Change the everyone where it says everyone. Change that to my name,
Okay.
and then you'll be able. Then you can type in what you need to, and then press the. I think it's the right arrow or enter.
Okay. How do I send it? I can't.
Let me look on my phone. I believe it's just a right. I believe it's just a right arrow all the way to the right where you typed it in.
Oh, let me see. Okay, you got it?
Let's see. No, it didn't come up yet. Let's see. Believe it or not, Nina, that was correct. Let me make this a little smaller.
I'm trying to send it.
Okay, so yes, it just came up. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. That was Shannon. Shannon, you are correct.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Once everybody put theirs in, I'll tell you mine.
Okay, well, time is up. What did you get?
I got 3 over -2.
3 over -2. Okay, let's see if that's correct. All right, so first of all, I'm gonna do it by hand. I'm gonna do it with the calculator. Okay, I'm gonna do it both ways. Okay, so first of all, if you should be familiar with this formula. So if you get 2 points, this is the formula you should use: y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You should also know that you have 2 points. So this first point, this is x1, This is y1. And the x1, y1 just means the x of the first point and the y the first point. This second point, this is your x2, comma y2. Now you just substituting in. So y2 is 8 minus y1 is 5.
Right.
X2 is 4 minus x1 is 2. So 8 minus 5 is 3. Over 4 minus 2 is 2. So your answer that you should have got, let's see, 3/2. Let's check it. 3/2. There you go. Now, let's
Okay.
use the calculator so we won't make any mistakes. Okay, I'm gonna
Right.
grab my calculator. And again, you can use that, you can use the way I have in the ebook, or you can use the same formula that we just used. Watch this. So I'm gonna hit ND 8 minus 5 over 4 minus 2. That way you don't have to worry about signs. The calculator will do it for you. Okay.
I got my
So-
2 and my 4 mix up.
So this is why, if you notice, the first thing I did is when you're doing these, when you're practicing these, is label them.
Hello, how you doing?
So x1, y1, x2, y2. Label them. Okay. So let's try the next one. And again, we're only going to do a few of each one. Oops, we ain't gonna worry about no decimals. You're not gonna have decimals on the GD. But it's still the same exact way. There we go. Find the slope of the line that goes through -3, 8, and 3 minus 4. The slope of the line M is equal to what? And again, I'm gonna set the timer for 3 minutes. And send me your answer in the chat. Find the slope of the line that goes through -3, 8, and 3 minus 4. And send me your answer in the chat. Okay, I just got an answer. Let me see. Hey, Earl just sent me an answer. Let me do it real quick in my head. That is correct. That is correct. And that took you less than a minute, Earl, so that was good. Darlene, that is correct. It took you a little more than 1 minute, so that's good. Kelly, that is correct. Very good. 3 in a row. I love it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. That's what I like to see. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, 2 minutes have now elapsed. You have 1 minute left. Nina, make sure you check your sign and make sure you reduce to lowest terms. T, that is correct. Okay, we doing it tonight. We doing it tonight. So Nina, make sure you check your sign and make sure you reduce to lowest terms. Got about 30 seconds left. Shannon, I'm gonna have to mute you. Your background is a little loud. Okay, time is now up. Okay, so now, again, what you should be doing when you're working this at home is you should be saying, hold on, okay, they gave me 2 points and they want to find a slope. The first thing you should be doing until you have it down is writing the formula down. M equal y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The next thing you should be doing is identifying your x1 and y1, your x2 and y2. And then all we're doing is substituting. So M equal y2 is -4 minus y1 is 8. X2 is 3 minus x1 is -3. So in parentheses, I'm gonna put a -3. The reason why I put it in parentheses because I don't want the negative and the minus sign that's in the formula to be confused. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the calculations. -4 minus 8 is -12. 3 minus a -3 is 6 because 2 negatives make a positive. And this is why I want make sure you reduce. -12 over 6 reduces to -2.
Yep.
Okay, so your answer was -2. Now let's use the calculator. Let's see how much faster we can do it with the calculator. Again, you're gonna grab your calculator, and if you know, you're gonna keep saying it, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I'm gonna put my calculator, oops, over here. Oops, can I move? Oops, can I fit it? There we go. ND. Now, watch this. I'm gonna show you something. It doesn't matter what point you use. Okay, so watch this. I'm gonna show you something. ND -4. The reason why I use negative next to enter is because my y2 is a negative. It begins with a negative, so I must use the negative next to enter. -8 over x2, 3 minus a -3. In parentheses, -3. Oops, -3. And press enter, and I get my -2. But watch this. I'm gonna do it the other way. Watch this. ND, 8 minus a -4. So what I did here is I took this as y2. This is x2. This is x1. This is y1. So I did 8 minus a -4 over -3 minus 3. Oops. Oops. -3 minus 3. Did I still get the same exact answer? It doesn't matter which point you call the first point and what you call the second point, as long as you stay consistent. Okay, so this is how, or this is what you do, and this is the formula that you use to figure out the slope from 2 points. It's guaranteed on your exam. You will have a problem where you have to find the slope from 2 points. Okay, now, so let's move on to the next thing. Now, if you're using Schoology and using CK12, you have about 10 problems that you can do. And what you notice is, as you get each one right, look at this. It says proficient. But as you get it right, this level will change. So 5 minus 2 is 3. -1 minus 4 is 3. I did that. Why did you do that in your head? Because you should be able to now see 5 minus 2 minus 1 minus 4. 5 minus 2 over -1 minus a -4, which is 3 minus 1 plus 4, is 3 over 3, which is 1. And this will happen as you practice more and more. And hopefully that level will change. And this is what I like about this, because as you get more and more right, this will increase. It'll start at beginning. As you increase it, that level will go up. So when you're proficient, understands core concepts, but let's see if we can go further and do mastery. But to me, proficient is enough. All right, let's try the next one. Let's try the next types of problems. Let's see what we have next. So what is the slope from 2 points? Let's see what the next one is. Okay. How do you find the equation of a line given the slope and given a point? So let me ask you a question. If I know the slope is 1/2, which multiple choice can I get rid of right away? Which multiple choice can I get rid of right away?
Negative.
Negative
A and D. Answers A and D.
and D. And why did you say we can get rid of A and D? Because the slope of A is what?
The slope
Positive.
of A is negative.
Negative.
Negative 1/2. And the slope of D is negative 1/2. So without even knowing, say you didn't know how to do this problem. Again, remember what I said, identify what you do know. So since they gave me the slope is 1/2, I'm looking for an equation that has a slope of 1/2. So right away, I know it's not A or D. I know right now, I got a 50% chance to get this problem right. Even if I don't know how to do the problem, I know how to identify that they're giving me the equation line in slope intercept form, and A and D has slope of a negative 1/2. Okay, so I got rid of A and D. They can't be it. So that's good. Okay, so we know A and D are not it. How can I find an equation of the line given that the slope is 1/2 and passes through 4, -5? How can I even do this problem? I forgot already. Can anybody help me?
Yes.
Multiply.
Y equals mx plus b.
Y equal mx plus b. So we're going to start with slope intercept form. Perfect. So Bridget said, write down slope intercept form. Y equal mx plus b. What's our next step, Bridget?
1/2 is your slope.
1/2 is my slope. What letter corresponds to my slope?
M.
M. So my M is 1/2. What else do I know?
You know your 4 and your -5. Your 4 is your x, and your -5 is your y.
Okay.
And you plug it in.
I love it. And we plug it in. So instead of y, I'm gonna put what?
You're gonna put 5, -5.
-5. Equal, instead of M, I'm gonna put what?
You're gonna put 4.
Instead of
I mean,
M,
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
put
put
1/2. 1/2.
1/2 times x. Instead of x, I'm gonna put what?
4.
4. Now, we don't know what B is, so that's still an unknown. That's what we're solving for. That's the whole purpose of algebra, is to solve the unknown variable. But we have to simplify what we know. So I'm going to bring down the -5 because there's nothing else to simplify with on the left side. What is 1/2 of 4?
1/2 times 4 is 2.
Is 2 plus B. What do we need to do to get the B by itself?
Subtract 2 from both sides.
Subtract 2 from both sides. What is -5 minus 2?
-7.
-7, we bring down our equal, our 2's cancel, we bring down our B. We now know our y-intercept, we now know our slope. So what is the equation of the line that has a slope of 1/2 and passes through 4, -5?
It's yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear
It's
you.
C.
This is another guaranteed problem where they give you the slope and a point. Okay, you can practice as much as you want until that skill level changes to proficient or mastery. You keep practicing. Okay, so now let's try it. Let's see if we're correct. Hold on, what happened? Oh, there we go. Let's check it. There we go. Now, so the next thing we're going to do is let's look at this one. Now, we're doing these examples first, and then we're going, as a class, we're going to do some other examples next. Oh my goodness, Mr. Tinsley, what is the equation of line perpendicular to the graph 2x minus 4y equal 12, in which passes through the point minus 8 comma 1? Mr. Tinsley, I understood what we just did. What's happening now? Remember, you take 5 deep breaths, get yourself under control. What do I know? What do I know? Tell me what I know. Tell me what I know.
You know,
standard form.
You know, one
That's
of the coordinates.
So
Standard form.
it's 2 things you know. First of all, you know this linear equation is in standard form. AX plus BY equals C. In order to find the slope of this line, can anybody tell me what I need to do?
A over B.
You sure about that?
Yes. No. It's supposed to be A over B, but you reverse it.
It's not, no, it's not A over B, but you reverse it. No.
No.
What is it? How do you find the slope? You're close.
Plug in a -8.
Hold on. But before we plug anything in, what is the quick way I showed you how to find the slope given in standard form?
It's
Well, you recognize that the slope is 4.
No. Hold on.
It's A over B and C over B.
This is the mistake you're making. It's not A over B.
AX, I'm sorry.
It's not AX. It's negative A over B. Your y-intercept is C over B. Listen, I'm giving you a shortcut. All you got to do is remember. So I don't care how you remember. I don't care if you go back in the day and just take a piece of loose leaf paper and keep writing it down till you know it. But to find the slope from standard form is negative A over B. Well, how do you know what's A? How do you know what's B? And how do you know what's C? So in this equation, AX plus BY equals C. So if you notice, A is what?
2.
2. So the opposite of A is what?
-2.
Negative 2. B is what?
4.
B is what?
-4, I'm sorry.
Negative 4. So I can now easily find my slope. So the slope of this line was -2 over -4. What does that reduce to?
+2.
No, it does not. -2 over -4.
-2. 1, 4.
2.
Nope.
One
Okay.
half.
One
One
half.
half.
1/2. Okay. You cannot make that mistake. If you make the mistake, this is what I'm telling you. If you let sign numbers, if you allow sign numbers to be the problem why you fail this test, that means you're not practicing enough with your calculator. Because all I gotta do is go -2 over -4. Stop. If you have problems with sign numbers, use your calculator. Stop wasting 2 minutes to figure out that you don't know how to do it. Use your calculator. Practice enough till you know it, but use your calculator. 1/2. So my slope is 1/2. Now, in this case, I don't need the y-intercept. Oops, didn't mean to erase that. Sorry about that. In this case, you don't need your y-intercept. You don't need it. But if I wanted to know it, what would be my y-intercept?
1/2.
What's my C?
12.
12. What's my B?
Over 4.
-4.
-4. What's 12 over -4? What does that reduce to?
3.
Nope.
-3.
-3.
Mhm.
So this is what you have to understand. 2x minus 4y equal 12 is the same as y equal 1/2 x minus 3. They are the same equation. They look different, but they are the same thing. One is in standard form, one is in slope intercept form. So now, from all that information, and this is what's very important. I had to do all that just to find out that the slope was 1/2. But what do they want to find out?
That is perpendicular.
So if I know the slope is 1/2, what's the slope of the perpendicular?
Opposite.
Negative 2, 1, 2 over 1.
Negative 2 over 1. What does negative 2 over 1 reduce to?
2, -2.
2.
Negative 2. That's all you have to do to find the slope of the perpendicular. Now, so I'm gonna save this. Let me erase everything on the left because we know the slope is of the perpendicular is -2. Okay, so now if you don't understand this problem, go back over this video step by step, pause it, go through it again until you know it. Okay, now what multiple choice can I get rid of? If I know the slope of the perpendicular is -2, which ones can I get rid of?
C
You
and
can
D.
get rid of C and D.
So right away, just by identifying that the slope was 1/2, the slope of the perpendicular is -2, I was able to get rid of C and D. Does everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Now, this is the next step. This was important. We know how to find an equation of a line given a point and a slope. Am I correct? We're going to do it
Yeah.
the same way we just did. Y equal mx plus b. This is my x. This is my y. So instead of y, I'm going to put what?
1.
2.
1.
Negative 2. Oh,
One.
Why just instead of y, I'm going to put what?
1.
1. Remember, slope is m. You get x and y from the point. So instead of m, I'm going to put what?
You're gonna put the slope.
Which is what?
negative 2.
Multiplied by x. What's x?
-8.
-8 plus b. So all we did was substitute x and y into our slope intercept form and m. And now we're going to simplify. Bring down our 1. What's -2 times -8?
Positive 16.
Positive 16 plus b. In order to get b by itself, what do we need to get rid of?
Subtract 16 from both sides.
Subtract 16 from both sides. What's -16 plus 1?
Negative 15.
-15 and 16 is canceled. We left with b. So we know our y-intercept is -15. We know our slope is -2. What equation are we? What's the equation of the perpendicular line? B.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Listen, the reason why I chose to show you this is because people are not getting enough practice. You think that you do, if you understand 1 or 2 questions, that you think you got it. Well, CK12 will increase the difficulty. So what it does is it'll start at that beginner level. And then it will increase the difficulty. So it's going to change it up. So you can be ready for any type of problem you possibly can get on this GED. Okay, so now we're now going to do, so I'm going to get some of these incorrect on purpose real quick, so I can go back down to proficient so it can change the order. Let me get a couple of these wrong real quick. -1/4. -3. So we're going to get it wrong. I'm going to take it all the way back down to this change is -3. So it should be changing. It should change very soon. 3/4. So -3/4. 3/4, -3/4. I'm getting it wrong on purpose. Slope 4. Let's go to -4. Okay, now it's back down to proficient. Okay, so now let's work on this problem here. What is the equation of the line with a slope of 4 and which passes through the point -3 -4. And I want you to send me your answer in the chat. Remember, this is finding an equation of a line given a point and a slope. Guaranteed problem on your exam. What is the equation of the line with a slope of 4 and what passes through -3 -4? You should be able to get rid of 2 right away. And then send me your answer in the chat. That's right. I'm working this brain tonight. A, B, C, or D?
Oh,
Oh, it's 8. Your slope, my slope is
That is incorrect, Earl.
it is?
That is incorrect. Take your time. Y equal mx plus b.
12. Take away the 2, 3, 4, which is 8. So it'll be my Y is.
I'm gonna put you on mute, Bridget. I want everybody to hear your answer.
I'm sorry.
Nina. Okay, let me. Oh, they coming too fast. Hold on. Earl, I said incorrect.
I
Nina,
can't.
incorrect. Kelly, incorrect. Shannon, correct. Earl, now correct.
Oh, okay.
You see the mistake you made, right?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm about to show you a shortcut in a minute.
I would love that.
I'm gonna show you even though. Now again, I want you to do it the long way first. Make sure you fully understand it, but I'm about to show you a little shortcut too. Now, everybody who answered though, answered within 1 minute. But now we want to answer within 1 minute and get it right. So Kelly, right away, if the slope is 4, can D possibly be the answer? T, you are correct. Kelly?
I'm trying to, no,
Right. So which ones can we, if the slope is 4, we know it's not what 2? What 2 multiple choice?
A and D.
A and D. So right away, we know it's not A and D because we know the slope is 4 already. Perfect. Okay. We closing in on 2 minutes now. Got about 30 seconds left. And I'm gonna do it by hand, and then I'm gonna show you a nice little shortcut. Again, this is another guaranteed problem where they're gonna give you a point and they're gonna give you the slope. And you gotta find an equation of line. You gotta be ready for this type of problem. But the main reason for tonight is to show you that you can have practice problems using CK12. You have enough practice on here that you don't have to go anywhere else. You can practice on every type of problem right in either Khan Academy or CK12. Okay, got about 10 seconds left.
You're right, Mr. Tinsley, because I'm going through all of your videos.
Bridget, you are correct. Okay, time is up. So first let me do it by hand, And then I'm gonna show you a shortcut because I told you math is about patterns. So let me show it to you first. Y equal mx plus b. I identify my slope, that's my m. I identify my x and y. This, until you get these down, this is what I need you to do step by step. I'm modeling the way I want you to do. Then you just substitute in y is -4 equal m is 4 times x, which is -3, plus b. -4 equal -12 plus b. In order to get b by itself, I need to add 12 to both sides and talk it out just like I'm doing. 12 minus 4 is 8. Bring down my equal to 12 cancel, bring down my b. I now know my y-intercept is +8. Bang, done. Now, watch the shortcut. What you should notice is when they give you a point and they give you the slope, you are always multiplying the slope times x. Always. So just do that right there. -12, right? 4 times -3 is a -12. Change the sign of that. And then combine it with y. Bam. Got your y-intercept. Multiply your slope times your x. Change the sign. Combine it with y. You got your y-intercept. That easy. Hold on, Mr. Tinsley. It can't be that easy. Are you sure? Yes, I am. Okay. So we said it was C. And let's try one more. Perfect. What is the equation of the line with the slope of 2, which passes through -4 minus 3? And this time I'm only going to give you 2 minutes. So I'm going to set the timer now and send me your answer in the chat. Now you should be able to get rid of 2 right away. And you should be able to plug these in and get it within 2 minutes. What is the equation of the line with slope of 2, which passes through -4 minus 3? Okay. Let's see. Kelly, you are correct. It feels good. Yeah. Earl, incorrect. Again, sign numbers going to tear you up. You got to watch those small mistakes. You keep making those small mistakes. Do it again. Now this time I only gave 2 minutes. T, you are correct. Okay, so let's do it. Y equal mx plus b. Identify what's given. That's my slope m. That's my x. That's my y. My y is -3. My slope is 2 multiplied by x, which is -4, plus b. Need to simplify. Bring down my -3. Bring down my equal. 2 times -4 is -8, plus b. In order to get the 8, in order to get the b by itself, I need to get rid of -8. The opposite of -8 is +8. I need to add 8 to both sides. 8 minus 3 is 5. Bring down my equal. The 8's cancel. Bring down to my b. My y-intercept is +5, which is a. Okay. Now, the quick way. 2 times -4 is -8. I'm going to change the sign. +8 minus 3. 8 minus 3 is 5. Y-intercept is 5. Now, again, math builds upon each other. Concept after concept, they build upon each other. So we found the slope between two lines. We found the equation of a line given the slope and the point. Now, watch this. Now, again, you can practice all of these, every one of these, okay? In Schoology, under CK12, you got all the practice you can get. Watch this. Write an equation given 2 points. Write an equation of the line given 2 points. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to say is in order for me to write an equation of a line, what 2 things do I need?
Y-intercept and X
The
and
y-intercept and what else?
X.
The y-intercept and what else? For equation of a line, what 2 things do I need? What 2 things? The y-intercept and what else?
And X axle.
Nope.
2 points.
We got 2 points, but for equation of a line, for me to say an equation of a line, what 2 things do I need?
You need a slope and you need a slope, right?
The slope and the y-intercept. That's the first thing you gotta, when they ask you for equation of a line, I need 2 things. I need the slope and the y-intercept. First of all, do I know how to find the slope from 2 points? Yes. X1, Y1. X2, Y2. M equal Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. You keep writing it down. You keep saying it till it's ingrained in your brain. Y2 is 4 minus 0. X2 is 2 minus 0. 4 over 2, my slope is 2. So I know it can't be D. My y-intercept, hold on. I know Mr. Tinsley explained to us, the first thing he explained to us this evening is the y-intercept is where x equals 0. So when I look at this point right here, my x is 0. So my y is my y-intercept in this case. When x is 0, your y is your y-intercept. So my y-intercept is 0. So my slope is 2. My y-intercept is 0. Y equal 2x plus 0. Do I need that 0? No, I do not. Y equal 2x. C. That's everything that we've learned today, added to come to a head to how do you find the equation of a line given 2 points? Okay, tonight's lesson is at least 4 questions on your exam. Let's go back. Let me clear it off again. What is the equation of the line? First, identify what they need to know. What are my givens? I have 2 points. X1, Y1. X2, Y2. Now, if you have my ebook, I'll show you how to take 2 points and just plug them into your calculator and you get the equation of the line. So if you have the ebook, make sure you go over that section. Half this work you don't even have to do. But if you want to know how to do it manually, always identify your givens, identify what they want you to know. So for equation of a line, you need to find the slope and you need the y-intercept. So right away, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 4 minus 0. Now, watch this. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to make it nice and big for you. I want to show you something. It's math about patterns. 4 minus 0, 4. 2 minus 0, 2. Slope 2. Y-intercept 0. Done. If you do these problems enough, you will start recognizing the patterns. So you don't have to walk through step by step. Let's look at another one. State the equation of the line which patches through all the points given here. Oh my God, Mr. Tinsley, you only showed us when it was 2 points. What do I do with 3 points? Doesn't matter. How many points do you need to find the slope?
2.
2. I don't care if they give you 2 points, 4 points, 8 points, 1,265 points. In order to find the slope, how many points do you need? 2, and you can choose any 2. So what I'm going to do is, I know my y-intercept is when x is 0, right? So I'm gonna use this point and this point. I'm gonna use these 2, right? Watch this. 5 minus 3 is what?
5 minus 3 is 2, right?
2. 2. 1 minus 0 is what?
I would say 0. Shoot.
1 minus 0. Stop playing. 1 minus 0. 1.
1.
So 2 over 1 reduces to what?
2.
2. So I know my slope is 2. What multiple choice can I get rid of right away?
B and D.
B and D. Because here my slope is 3. Here my slope is 3. So B and D. Now, because my x is 0, I already found my y-intercept. My y-intercept is what? What's my y-intercept?
3.
3. So which one has a slope of 2 and a y-intercept of 3?
C.
C. Now I'm gonna prove it to you. Because sometimes, look at that. I'm gonna prove it to you the long way. Because I need you to see this. I need you to start noticing. As you start practicing enough, you'll start noticing the patterns. And you won't have to do all that work. Okay, so x1, y1, x2, y2. It's a little sloppy, but you know what I'm saying. So y2. So again, if you don't know, if you're not sure, stop trying to remember. Go to your formula sheet, write the formula down. Oh my goodness, my internet is acting up. Y2 minus y1, or you can just use the shortcut. I'll show you my ebook, and then you want to do all this work. But if you want to know, do it by hand. You keep writing the formula down till you know it. So y2 is 5. Y1 minus y1 is 3. X2 is 1. Minus x2 is 0. 5 minus 3 is 2. 1 minus 1 is 1. 2 over 1 is 2. Okay, I'm going to use 0 and 3. Could I use 1 and 5? Could I use 2 and 7? Yes. But what I'm trying to show you is once you identify is x is 0, you already have your y-intercept. There's no work for you to do. When you see 0, 3, when you see 0, 7, when you see 0, 9, when you see x is 0, that's your y-intercept. But I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to use this second point. Y equal mx plus b. My y is 5. My slope is 2. My x is 1 plus b. 5 equal 2 plus b. In order to get b by itself, I need to subtract 2 from both sides. 5 minus 2 is 3. Bring down my equal. The 2's cancel. Bring down my b. My y-intercept is 3. Guess what? I'm going to use the third point. Because what I want to show you, it does not matter what point you use. Y equal mx plus b. Y is 7. My slope is 2. My x is 2 plus b. So I'm using this point 2, 7. Here I use 1, 5. Doesn't matter what point. 7 equal 2 times 2 is 4 plus b. In order to get the b by itself, I must get rid of the 4. Subtract 4 from both sides. 7 minus 4 is 3. Bring down my equal. The 4's cancel. Bring down my b. My y-intercept is 3. It doesn't matter which point you use. But what you should be saying is, if I'm given 2 points, I need 2 things from the equation of the line, slope and the y-intercept. If I'm trying to figure out the slope, I need to use my 2 points. If I want to find my y-intercept, I need to use my slope and choose a point. Does not matter. But what I can tell you is, if you see X is 0 for any point, that's your y-intercept. So here, 0, 3. I know my y-intercept is +3. Why? Because where the line crosses the y-axis is at X equals 0. Let me prove it to you. Let me draw it, because sometimes people need to see things drawn. This is my X, this is my Y. At this point, what's my X? 0.
Yep, 0.
0. So if you have any point, I don't care what it is. If it's 0, -3, my y-intercept is -3. If I see 0, 7, my y-intercept is 7. That is the definition of the y-intercept. Where crosses the y-axis? Well, where does it cross the y-axis? At X equals 0. Okay, these are the things that you need to start noticing about patterns in math. Once you start recognizing these patterns, it becomes easy. Okay, so here, look at this. Identify the slope and intercept for the following function E. What? What do you mean E? What? Most people will look at this and their brain will shut down.
Ooh.
This is an easy problem. E. This is line B. This is line A. This is line C. This is line D. This is line E. You should already know the slope of a horizontal line is 0. My y-intercept is 3. This looks like a difficult problem, the easiest problem you ever gonna get. But just like I saw Earl's facial expression, I heard Shannon, I heard grunts, because you looked at this and what you said was, oh my God, what are they talking about? Again, take a deep breath, identify what's given. Identify the slope and y-intercept of function E. Well, this is A, that's B, that's C, nothing here I need to look at. This is D, there's E right there. You should know the slope of a horizontal line is 0. You should know the slope of a vertical line is undefined. That's 2 things you should know. Let me write this down. The slope of a horizontal line is 0. The slope of a vertical line is undefined. That's 2 things you have to know about slope. Horizontal line is left to right, flat, like line E. A vertical line is this way, up and down. The slope of a vertical line is undefined. So even though this looks like a difficult problem, this is an easy problem.
Well, Mr. Tinsley, you just brought it familiar. You brought it faced. If we're faced with it, we know what to look for and letting it process.
Exactly.
Instead of just getting overwhelmed and intimidated, because if I would have seen that problem there without even knowing what the little I know, yes, I would have shut down my brain.
And that's what happens. I'm telling you what's going to happen. This is what I want you to do. When you see a difficult problem, just take deep breaths. What do I know? What are they giving me? That's the first thing you want to do right there. Identify. Okay, they want to know the slope and y-intercept of function E.
All the lines. I wouldn't.
I know.
Have been looking at the order, the order A, B, C. I would have just been looking at all the lines.
And this is what I'm trying to tell you. It's no reason to get flustered. Everything that we're going over, I'm not just showing you concepts. I'm telling you what to do. You're going to find a problem that's going to look like it's going to blow your mind. Take a deep breath, identify what they want to know, identify what's given, and then move on from there. Because listen, what happens to your brain physically is when you doubt yourself,
right.
When you get anxious, when you get frustrated, when you have fear, you cut off oxygen to your brain. And that's why most people, when they faced with fear, can't make a rational decision. They don't know what to do. They stuck frozen. They can't do anything because it cuts off oxygen. The first thing you need to do when you're fearful in this exam, take a deep breath and say something positive. Mr. Tinsley showed me how to do this. Mr. Tinsley told me to calm down. Mr. Tinsley told me, I'm telling you, it's going to work. I'm telling you, I've been doing this too long. All right, let's try the next one before we leave. Let's try one more before we leave for the night, because it's already 7. Oh, wow, look at this one. Wow, I love it. I love it. Now, you're never going to get one. So if you notice, this is mastery level. This is a very difficult problem. When you look at this, it says find the equation that has an x-intercept of 4 and passes through the point -4 -8. What? How would I even do this problem?
Yeah, they throw them problems out there at you on
But
this one program you
But this is why I like it, because it goes from easy to difficult. It
Right.
you really have to understand the concepts to do these problems. So right away, this is what you should do. Find an equation. That's what they want to know. X-intercept is 4, and they gave you a point. So basically what they did is they gave you 2 points. Remember, the y-intercept is where x equals 0. The x-intercept is where y equals 0. So by giving this in words, what they're doing is they're giving you 4, 0. Because the x-intercept is where y is equal to 0. So since they told you it was 4, we know the point is 4, 0. So now you have 2 points to find your slope. So -8 minus 0, -4 minus 4, -8 over -8. My slope is 1. There's only one equation here that has a slope of 1. I'm done. I don't even have to find a y-intercept because there's only one equation that has a slope of 1. But again, most people would have solved this answer and not know where to have gone. But what you have to do, let me start over. Let me rewind. Okay. Identify what they want to know. They want an equation of a line. So that means I need the slope and y-intercept. Okay. What's given? They give me the x-intercept and they give me a point. Okay. I know that the y-intercept is where x is 0. So the y-intercept is where y is 0. So this point really is 4, 0. Now I have 2 points. I can find the slope because to find the equation of the line, I need 2 things. I need the slope and the y-intercept. Because I have 2 points now, let me find the slope. So again,
I thought the y-intercept.
no, this is the x-intercept.
I thought the x-intercept was -4
No, it says the x-intercept of 4. It's telling you.
and passes through points -4 and -8.
Right. So for example, if they told you the y-intercept was +3 and the slope is 3, your equation of line is y equals 3x plus 3, correct? Because they told you what the y-intercept is. Here, they're telling you what the x-intercept is. So they're telling you when y is 0, x is 4. Here, y-intercept. When x is 0, y is 3. So the y-intercept is telling you when y is 0, x is 4. So now you have 2 points. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is x1. This is y1. This is x2. This is y2. Y2 is -8 minus y1 is 0. X2 is -4 minus x1 is 4. -8 minus 0 is -8. -4 minus 4 is -8. If you have problems, With sign numbers, use your calculator. My slope, 2 negatives make a positive. 8/8 is 1. So my next step will be to find my y-intercept. But what I do know is I know my slope is 1. So before I need to go find my y-intercept, I'm going to look at the multiple choice. Here, my slope is -4. Here, my slope is 2. Here, my slope is 1. Here, my slope is 1/4. There's only one equation that has the slope of 1. It's no more work for me to do because there's no, now if there was another equation that had a slope of 1, then you would have to use the point in the slope to find the y-intercept. But in this case, I don't. But let's do it anyway. Let's do it anyway. Y equal mx plus b. Okay? Why? It doesn't matter what point you use. I could use -4, 8. I could use 4, 0. I'm going to use the -4 and -8. Y is -8. My slope is 1. My x is -4 plus b. I'm going to simplify, bring down my -8. 1 times -4 is -4 plus b. In order to get b by itself, I need to add 4 to both sides. This is what you should be doing every single time you're doing a problem. Talking yourself through the problem. -8 plus 4 is -4. The 4 is canceled. Bring down my equal. Bring down my b. My y-intercept is -4. There's my c right there. Then now I'm going to check it.
Yeah, it was just worded differently.
Again, and this is why people have problems when they go take their GED, because all the practice that they've been doing, then they get to the test and they're going to word it differently. I'm telling you, they're going to word it differently.
Yeah, I know.
So since you know that, that means you need to practice enough to where you can see a problem in any type of way they can give it to you.
Yeah.
Because if you remember one way and they give it to you another way, you know what? Oh my God, I never saw this problem. And then you're going to let that set in. Listen, let me explain something to you. You're going to want to pull your hair out. You're going to want to get frustrated. What I'm telling you now is before you get to the test, do those practice problems. Before you get to yourself, learn to control your emotions. Before you get to the test, learn how to take the deep breaths and identify your givens. Because when you get to that test, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Listen, this is the honest to God truth. You're going to study for months and you're going to get to the GED math and you're going to read the first question and you're not going to understand what they're talking about. Because your brain is so nervous, you're so anxious that your brain is all jumbled up.
And
so when you see that,
make it harder for the rest of the questions.
And then what you're going to do is right there. And you're going to say something positive. I don't care what you say. Fried chicken is my favorite food. I love my daughter. I love my son. I love my husband. I don't care, Mr. Tins. Say something positive. Now, I was sitting around math, so I would probably say, Mr. Tinsey said, identify my givens. You know what? We practice every type of problem we possibly can get. I know how to do this problem. Okay, what do I know? That's it. I'm telling you, there's no, listen, excuses are tools of incompetence. Those that use them seldom accomplish anything. You can't keep telling yourself, I'm keep failing this test because I keep getting nervous. That means you're not practicing enough and you're not putting yourself under enough pressure. So take the practice test, time yourself, give yourself 2 hours or give yourself an hour. Put yourself under pressure. You got all the tools here to give anything that this GED possibly could give you.
I've given myself 25 years. I should be ready.
Right. And that's part of the pressure that we put on, because we've gone through life without this and we've done well. So
I have a question.
Yes.
How do you get to CK12? Do you need a password?
So when you, let me show you. Let me open it up real quick. Where's my Schoology at? Did I accidentally close it up? There we go, right there. So when you log into Schoology, the first thing you should have done. Okay, hold on, let me refresh. Hold on. The first thing you should have done when you signed up for Schoology is you should have went to the intro section. The intro section gives you instructions how to log in to enroll in CK12 and Khan Academy. So the thing you're gonna do is log into your Gmail, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're logged into your Gmail, when you click this enroll, it'll automatically enroll you and you just go through the steps. And CK12 and Khan Academy. Once you've enrolled in both CK12 and Khan Academy, no matter what lesson you on, you can access those practice problems. So if you wanted, I know somebody had problems with probability over the weekend. So if you wanted to practice with probability, there's an online textbook, there's online practice that you can access. So what does that mean by CK12 adaptive practice? This is what I love about CK12. It increased the difficulty of the problem. So right now we're working on linear equations. You can go into linear equations, go to CK12 online practice, and it will cover everything that you're going to have to use that you're going to need to know on the GED.
Gotcha.
Even from
Okay,
points
what
in the
about-
court and the plane.
What
About
about
4
peer-
people. If
What
you see
about
this right here, just
Pearson?
hit continue. What's Pearson?
I don't know. I seen something on here.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
Pearson is if you're taking it online. So let me
Okay.
show you something. Online, hold on, GED Math in 30 days. Online versus at home, I think I called it. In person. I think that's what I called it. Yep.
Okay.
So if you're taking it online at home, they will only allow you to use a whiteboard. So what I did was I made a short video explaining the difference between at home and online. But what you can also do is I have a Pearson View link, I believe, somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. More. There you go, right there. Let me see. Let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Is it here? If you open up this right here, if you open up, go to my website, I believe I have a link for Pearson View so you can practice working online because you can't have scrap paper if you take it online at home. Okay, you
Okay,
can't
but
have
I
your
think they
physical
want you to
calculator.
set up an account. I think they want you to set up an account.
Do you have to set up an account? Well, you got to have an account for GED.com in order to take it online. But the Pearson View, you don't have to. Now I do have, hold on. Why is it taking so long to load up? It shouldn't be taking this long. I got an error going on with my mail. I got to check what that is. But no, Pearson View is the person who gives the online exams. You don't have to have an account with Pearson View at all.
Oh, okay. I
You
just
don't have,
seen it on your website.
yeah. Actually, so let's see if I have it. I could have swore I had a link in here.
You did, because I clicked on it and I think it wanted me to do
Yeah, but where is it?
I don't know. You got to play with it.
Yeah, it used to be right here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened. They must have taken it off.
Mm.
I used to have a link right in here where you could go to the whiteboard. Okay, for some reason they must have removed the link. I know I had. Oh my goodness, I could have swapped.
I'll see you later, man.
Okay, have a good evening.
You too, man. Feel better.
Thank you. I'm feeling much better. That's the reason why we're here tonight. So I can't find I could have swore I had a link in here. I'll find it and I'll send it to you if you need it. But that's so you get practice using the whiteboard.
Okay.